What is up, guys? Silver Warrior here, and today I want to discuss another requested video again by the YouTube channel Redshift. He's been requesting a lot of interesting ideas, and of course I always recommend, or at least ask that you guys do suggest anything that you don't think I've covered before, and you'll either say here's a video where I covered this, or I'll make a video on it if I can. If it's something that I know at least enough about to be able to educate you guys on. And this is definitely a really good topic that I should have thought of myself. I kind of talked about avoiding, fake silver and all that stuff, but I never really talked about what truly does make a, coin dealer reputable. And not just coins, but this also extends to just, silver in general, but I think it sounds better just putting the coins in the title personally. I feel like that sounds a little bit nicer than saying, what makes a silver dealer reputable? Because, what exactly does that mean, a silver dealer, you know what I mean? But anyway, not that that's important, I'm going to stop with this little ramble and just get into the video. So, I really feel like, I guess it depends on the source. I'll go over a few different sources. First of all, and probably most importantly and most common, is eBay. Now, what makes a dealer reputable in here? A few things. First of all, don't just assume because they have 100% feedback that means that they are a reputable dealer. Check a few things, I'd say. First of all, look at their feedback and see what is it for. What items were people buying off of these people, or off of this person, I mean. Because if every single thing that they sold was something worth a few dollars each, but you're about to buy something worth a few $1,000s, well, who's to say they're not ripping you off on that? Or better yet, who's to say that they don't, they have a fake coin and don't even realize it, right? People like, big companies, they usually have some kind of screening, or at the very least, if something goes wrong, they will, chances are, reimburse you. But a small dealer, who's to say that they'll be like, well, I don't know if the coin's fake or not, and they won't be able to quite afford, taking back a $2,000 coin and realizing that it's valueless. So, or they might just be trying to sell you a fake coin. And even if the feedback, does seem like it's on decently priced items, check to make sure that it doesn't seem like it's just robots, or something, along the lines of the guy basically left himself a bunch of feedback, which I know sounds really weird, but you could, in theory, buy the items off yourself and just leave feedback for them, and then, just say they're shipped, and obviously, you own the items, so it would probably cost a little bit of money, but if the guy wanted to give himself a lot of feedback, and, he was ripping people off on several $1,000 items, then maybe it'd be worth it for him. And I don't know if anyone's ever thought of doing this or not, but they could have had some kind of bot go and leave feedback on items that don't really exist, maybe. Or they could have just done what I said before. Who knows? I mean, people are very crafty these days, and they certainly know. There's people that certainly know a lot more than I do about, hacking and things like that. So, they'd probably figure out ways to do that kind of thing, that I don't even understand myself. So, you got to make sure that the feedback is legit. And like I said, make sure the guy has sold some major items before to different sellers and stuff. And yeah, I know that it would be obviously saying that he bought the items, but he could have multiple eBay accounts. So, I don't know. I mean, that's probably not very feasible, but, just do make sure that the guy sold some decently priced items before, and everything looks right, you know what I mean? Because you can detect small little flukes in people's plans sometimes if you look into them further than they expect you to. And it won't hurt, it might take you 5 or 10 minutes, it's not that much time, especially when you're about to spend $2,000 on an eBay item of all things. So, yeah, definitely make sure that that's going on, and see what other items the guy has up. One thing that I might want to do, if I didn't really trust somebody, is maybe buy a small item off them first, and if everything went over okay, maybe buy a larger one. And now, again, these small items, they might just, sell real ones up for that, and then, fake items for the larger ones. I don't know. But I do believe that chances are, if the person has a lot of good feedback and everything checks out okay, then I'm pretty sure that nothing's going wrong. And I feel like if they're a really big seller on eBay, then, you did find out you had a fake coin, and they were selling a lot of stuff regularly, then they wouldn't want to, allow their business to be hurt severely. So they might try to settle it with you. I feel that the company would do that. They wouldn't want to tarnish their name, especially if they are going for 100% positive feedback. which is an extremely tough rating to get, when you have 20 or 30,000 reviews on there. So, if they are trying to get that, though, then maybe they would, be willing to compensate you, especially because they could afford to do it, because they've sold a lot of other stuff on eBay before. And, but you do always have to be careful on eBay. I mean, at the end of the day, when you buy from large companies, you are paying a little bit of extra than you would on eBay, but it is for that little bit of security blanket there that everything you're getting is legit. I personally do buy off of eBay because I found I can get better deals, but I bought only from people that I know are reputable, and therefore I'm willing to buy from them. And I've gotten some good deals in auctions before, so that's just my personal thing, though. I really do enjoy eBay. I've gotten some of my best deals ever, silver coins for under melt sometimes, even because of that. And so that's just something I enjoy. But anyway, let's say eBay is not your thing. What about, other online dealers, other websites? Now, I'd say stick with the major companies, But even that, I mean, because, you might have noticed, or chances are if you're a silver stacker, you have noticed that the whole thing with the Northwest Territorial Mint, I believe it was, where they, basically declared bankruptcy and people were calling it the whole thing a Ponzi scheme. If you bought from them, then, maybe you, or not, I mean, I just bought from them, I guess invested in them, it would be really the problem you might be having if you had invested in them. So, clearly, not every company is as sound as you might think. Not every company, is as legit as you might think. And I'm not sure, but for all I know, they might have sold plenty of people fake silver bars before. I don't know what's the whole deal with that. But I do know that not every major company might not be as good as it seems. And I guess what I would recommend is, testing all your silver when you buy it, because chances are it's real if you bought it from someone like ATMEX with Provident Metals. But as the YouTuber who suggested this pointed out, ATMEX did sell fake bars before, and I know they've sold plenty of damaged stuff before. I've seen plenty of videos on it. I don't personally ever buy from ATMEX. I stick to Provident Metals, JM Bullion, and Modern Coin Mart. Those are the three ones that I use personally. You can see I have a few Modern Coin Mart designed bars in here. And this was from JM Bullion, and these two were from, these might have been from Modern Coin Mart, but I think this might have been from Provident Metals as well. So I bought from all three of them. I had bought from ATMEX before, but it wasn't the best or worst experience, I guess you could say. It was just kind of average, but, it wasn't. I do know, though, that there is some risks with buying from them, so I avoid them. And I feel like they're such a big company that, their customer service just isn't the best. And they certainly do not have the best deals. They probably charge some of the highest prices out of all the companies that you'll ever see. So, again, definitely would recommend, if anything, though, you buy from a very large company if you're going to be buying off other websites, because I've seen companies on there, that aren't so well known and are charging either ridiculous prices. Like I've seen people pay, $50 for an ounce of silver before, when the price was around $20 an ounce. Or, they'll just be selling everything fake, and it's just a quick little setup, and it's not going to be there next week. And that's definitely something you want to avoid. So go with a company that's very large, very sound, something that will be there in a month. And if you need to contact them about something that went wrong, then you can do that. So, I mean, and then again, at the end of the day, any of these companies could receive fake silver and not know about it. But I do feel that with companies such as JM Bullion, they work very hard to resolve the problem that you're having with them, and they will, reimburse you for anything that was fake. I do personally feel like that they're an extremely trustworthy company, so therefore I would be willing to buy from them, especially generic bullion. That's probably, the big thing that I would get from them, and which I've gotten it through their eBay site before. I've not ever gone on their actual website, but because I just find it a little bit easier. But anyway, I guess I don't know, I'm rambling now, so let's just keep on moving, keep this moving. God, I can't even speak. Sorry, but next thing I want to talk about, though, is buying off of real tangible coin shops, ones that actually exist, and you can go to. This is, I don't know. I guess it really does depend on the coin shop, but most of them, I believe, charge insanely outrageous prices. Pawn shops, don't ever go to them. Don't ever sell or buy anything there, because they'll buy things for half their value and sell them for twice their value. That's the way they work. They got to make a lot of money, those pawn shops. They do make ridiculous amounts. They're in it for, a lot, to make a lot. So don't ever even go to those. I would never recommend it, unless you're extremely desperate for cash, maybe. But, either, maybe even an emergency come up. But either way, you're going to get ripped off there. Even if you are desperate for cash, there's probably still better ways to sell your stuff. So just don't ever do it. They'll offer you below melt for your silver, and that's just not something that you should ever have to deal with. But coin shops, buying from them, I don't know. I don't think that they necessarily sell you fake silver on purpose, unless it was some kind of quick setup. But if it's a real physical place, then you'll know who you're buying from. You'll see them. Other people will see them in the community. And if they try to, sell fake bars, I feel like that'd be much tougher than, for someone like, an online setup to do where everything's anonymous. Because, like I said, you're seeing the person who works there. The location still exists. So unless they skip town, and if it is a big fraud, then a lot of investigation is going to go into it, and they, police and stuff are going to try to find him. But unless he does, leave the country, which would be extraordinarily expensive too, I'm pretty sure that, you would be able to trust them. Or they would be caught if they were trying to set something up fake, and you would get your money back, which I don't know, maybe you wouldn't ever get your money back out of it. But I know online setups can oftentimes be overseas when they're fake. So, but with this, you're interacting with the person, and you're buying it from them right there physically. So I feel like the chances are they're not going to sell you anything fake. But however, you might pay ridiculous premiums on the stuff because of the fact that you don't have to deal with shipping, and it's the whole convenience factor. So if you want your silver right then, maybe you should pay a little bit more. But like I said, I think it's a lot harder for these big coin shops that are very physical, right there and everything, to rip you off than an online dealer. But I don't know, maybe some of them would sell you fake stuff. Who knows? But anyway, I do hope you enjoyed the quick video. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's a little bit of a longer video, actually. I should say 12 and a half minutes, so not a quick video. But I do hope you enjoyed it either way. That is it for this one. Peace, love, and much respect.